So this beautiful bag right here is the 301 Adventure Backpack from GRAMS28. And I'm sure you saw the title and thumbnail. This is personally my favorite backpack of 2025. Now, is it the perfect backpack? Nope, the perfect bag doesn't exist, because if it did, I wouldn't be a 40-year-old man talking about backpacks on the internet. But of course, in today's video, I'm gonna show you all the ins and outs and nooks and cranny. I'm gonna tell you what it's been like using this bag over the last 2 months. And of course, I'm gonna tell you why it's my favorite. And somewhere towards the back end of the video, I'm gonna pack this bag out for you and show you exactly what it could fit. Now, as always, there's chapter markers down below if you need to skip ahead to a section that's more important to you. And with all that being said, let's get to unpacking all the details of the 301 Adventure Backpack. Howdy friends, I'm John and this is Unpack'd. If you're new here, welcome. I am glad to have you. Now, GRAMS28 has really made a name for themselves in what I would consider building higher end designer luxury leather backpacks. I mean, really classy stuff. And when they announced this adventure collection, which it's a collection of 3 different bags, I have the backpack, is something that really caught my eye immediately right away. It's different from the other bags. It does carry a little bit of design language that GRAMS28 is really known for in the leather details. And we'll get into that here in just a second. But man, when they announced it, I mean, you may have seen me thirsting over this bag in the comments of Instagram and other YouTube videos. If you did, mind your business, but I'm glad to finally have one here of my own and excited to talk about it. So the biggest thing that jumps out to you right away is going to be this bag's aesthetic. It has a classic rucksack design, which in my opinion is timeless. I mean, this design has been around, militaries have used this since World War I and World War II. The British troops carried a classic rucksack in this similar style and design, just a lot bigger to hold more equipment. But again, it's a timeless design that a lot of higher end designer bag companies seem to really like Carl Friedrich, GRAMS28. I also seen a Louis Vuitton in this classic rucksack design as well. Now, I was having a conversation with 2 of my closest bag friends and they weren't too keen on the overall aesthetic of this bag, and here in Texas we just say bless their hearts. They're completely wrong. This is a beautiful bag. It does have these 2 pockets on the outside that kind of look like rocket boosters, so they do protrude out from the side, so I get the look can be a little bit polarizing. So the primary fabric on this particular bag is an X-Pack X11, and I will tell you right now, X-Pack X11 is probably my favorite version of X-Pack, hands down. Now, what's the difference between X11, X42, X50? I mean, so many different variants of X-Pack material. This particular one, X11, has a cotton face fabric. So the bag feels like a canvas bag, not like a wax canvas, but like a classic canvas bag. And that's the face of the X-Pack. So behind it, you're gonna have all the other layers of X-Pack. So you're gonna get that heritage look and feel with all the benefits of X-Pack. Now, since it does have that canvas face, it is gonna pick up lint and pet hair a little bit more than some of your other variants, but I can tell you, because I have 5 dogs, that this particular X11 version is actually really good at avoiding pet hair, which really surprised me because I thought it'd be in canvas, that it would be an immediate magnet, but this bag has held up really well when it comes to the pet hair and lint department. So I'm gonna go ahead and throw the tech specs for you up on the screen there. Please feel free to give that a pause if you wanna get a better look at any of those numbers. Now, it's listed at a 21.5 liter capacity bag, and I would say that that's actually pretty spot on. The inside of the bag feels it's about like 17 or 18 liters, and then you add on the outer pockets of the side pockets and the front pocket here and the top pocket here. I think all that will easily get you to about 22 liters, no problem. One of the downsides to this bag and the materials that it's made from is that it's a little bit heavy. So this 21 liter bag is 3.5 pounds. So it's a little bit on the heavier side, but I think because of the overall capacity, you're not going to be able to super overstuff it. So I think it's going to be a pretty good balance, but it is a little heavy for a 21 liter bag. So let's talk about the elephant in the room, the $699 price tag. Now it's $700. This is definitely a premium tiered backpack, but GRAMS28 is also a designer brand. They build luxury bags. So this is just in line with everything in their catalog. Now, I know that price is the thing that upsets people the most in my comment section. When I did my Embaru Raven video, geez, every comment was about the price tag. And I get it. This is a higher end luxury bag, so expect a higher end luxury price. Look, don't get mad at me. I don't get mad at Ferrari for charging what they charge, and this is just what GRAMS28 feels their bag is worth. Now, my personal opinion, what you get for $700 is definitely a well-designed, high-end, very high quality, very premium looking, very premium feeling bag in return. That's what you're gonna get. and it also comes with a lifetime warranty. Now, I've used everything from $30 backpacks all the way up to $1,500 backpacks that I've purchased with my own money. So I have a little bit of experience in this category here, and I will say that this bag, in my personal opinion, does look and feel and wear like a nice $700 backpack. Now, let me know down in the comments what you think of the price tag. I'm sure some of you are definitely gonna let me know, but I'd like to know your thoughts. What do you think about these designer higher end backpack prices? Now, the Adventure Collection consists of 3 different bags. They're gonna be the 301, 302, and 303, which is the backpack, the sling, and the duffel bag. Now, the backpack, which I have for you right here, is available in 3 different colors, a tan, charcoal, and the olive that I have right here. And in my humble opinion, the olive is definitely the best. Now, typically most bags in the 20 to 22 liter range are gonna easily pass as a personal item on most flights, but because of this bag structure and the protruding pockets, it does have a pretty big footprint for how small of a bag it is, but it should still be able to pass as a personal item on pretty much any flight you take it in the world. It is a tight fit, but you can get it in there. You just have to work it a little bit, but it will pass as a personal item. Just keep in mind how you pack out that front pocket is really going to determine, but I mean, it's just so close to being perfect in this box. I don't think any airline is going to give you crap about this bag, no matter how packed out it is. It's just a perfect size, and it should pass pretty much anywhere in the world, and it should fit really easy underneath the airline seat in front of you. So when we start talking about some of the other exterior features of this bag, you're gonna notice all of the Italian pebbled leather around this bag. Now, GRAMS28 does a really good job of putting the type of leather, the tannery, and all those things. So if you wanna check out the specifics of the types of leather they're using, definitely check out the website. But the leather details that GRAMS28 is really known for are all over this bag. Right here, they have this piping that goes along the edge of the bag, along the edge of these water bottle holders. I mean, a lot of places where companies use nylon on this type of binding materials, I mean, I was just blown away to see all of the leather accents everywhere. Zipper pulls on these tie downs here. I mean, the all leather handle on the back here. I mean, just lots of leather accents on the shoulder. Everywhere there could be an accent, there is a leather accent instead of your typical nylon webbing. Now, with the metal buckles, the Italian leather, and the canvas of the X11 is my favorite blend in materials. It's blending that old school and new school together, kind of heritage materials. I mean, it's just such a nice combination. Now, on the front of the bag, you do have one external pocket up front. It does have a little bit of volume, as you can see, as it protrudes a little bit. Now, I thought I was gonna hate this pocket because of the rain flap, but it does have dual zippers to get into it, so I like that. So you can park the zippers on either side of the bag, whichever makes sense to you. And once you get into the inside, it reveals this tan interior here. Now, this is like a cloth, a very premium looking and feeling cloth. It's very different because a lot of bag companies are using like ripstop materials, and so this definitely feels nicer, feels more premium. That kind of ties back into the bag's price and the way the bag looks, and just feels like a more premium bag than a lot of the other stuff on the market. So I like that they chose to go with that more premium feeling material versus a ripstop. Now, on the front flap here, you do have one single drop-in. Then along the back, you have a couple of more fixed drop-ins, including a pen slot. Then on the back, you have this small zippered pocket. Now, that pocket does run the entire length of the pockets. It has some good depth to it, but not too much volume. So on each side of the bag, you have these 2 pockets. Now, I mentioned I had a love-hate relationship with them because you can use them as a water bottle pocket, but you also have a lid, so it kind of obstructs your bottle depending on which one you use. But it's also a really good pocket because if you're carrying other things in there besides a water bottle, it has that lid, so it can help you keep your things more secure. So again, it's like a love-hate relationship for me. Maybe you'll enjoy it more than I did, but I see the pros and cons of both having the pockets with lids. But one thing I really liked about these pockets is they have their own external volume. They don't push in or take in volume from the outside, but they also are fixed, so you're not going to be able to get your like 1 liter Nalgene in here. But a great place to store other gear because of the lid. Now, it secures down with a snap button here, but one design feature that I really liked is they left a loop back here so you get your finger behind the button. So when you're buckling up this pocket, it makes it super easy to snap it into place. But again, a nice secure spot for you to secure other items besides a bottle. Now, because aesthetics matter so much to me, part of my love-hate relationship with these pockets is that when they weren't fully packed out, they just looked really frumpy. A lot of excess material hanging off the side of the bag, and sometimes these pockets look like an afterthought. Of course, having their own volume is a great thing, but when they're not packed out, the frumpiness did bother me a little bit. So this is true. You're probably gonna make fun of me. I would stuff these pockets with paper when I didn't use them, just so they could maintain their shape. Now say what you will, but if I didn't have the paper in there for the pockets to maintain, sometimes once I got going with this bag and the pockets just kind of look really frumpy and just, like I said, like an afterthought. So when we get to the back side of the bag, this is where I feel that GRAMS28 really set themselves apart from some of the other designer luxury brands, because some of the times those brands, you know, they put aesthetics, materials really up high on the ladder, and when you get to function and especially comfort, that's way down the ladder. So I think GRAMS28 did an excellent job here, not only making this bag both aesthetically pleasing, but it's also very comfortable to carry, which is important, especially if you're investing in a bag at this price range. You're gonna wanna carry it and you want it to be comfortable. Now on the shoulder straps, you have a really good padding, nice width, really nice comfortable foam. You have some breathable air mesh on the back side. On the front side, you do have a removable and adjustable sternum strap. You have a leather loop here to attach additional gear, a little bit of leather here with some branding from GRAMS28. Of course, you have that leather carry handle up at the top. And once you get to the underside of the straps and back panel, you do have a vertical luggage pass-through and some chunky, beefy foam here. And I think that's where they really did an excellent job here of adding enough padding here to make this bag carry comfortably. Now, when it comes to the combination of the thick back panel padding and of course the thick padding and curvature of these nice straps, overall, I think the bag carried really well. Whether it was fully loaded or not, it carried extremely well in my opinion. So I think that this is a bag that you can definitely push to its limits and it's still gonna carry quite nice. So of course, having that vertical luggage pass-through is gonna make this an excellent companion to your roller luggage. It does have a little bit of elastic, so it should accommodate a variety of different size handles. But of course, the downside to this design here, of course, you're gonna have these little wings flapping out at you. But overall, I think the execution of the vertical luggage pass-through, especially with being a top-loading bag, is great overall. Now, the webbing everywhere on this bag is that nicer, softer twill material, kind of what you would find like on a seatbelt of a car, but a lot less shiny, a little bit more softer. Even down to the adjustment straps here, you even have a little leather tab here to help you adjust the bag. Now, one thing I wish GRAMS28 would have done a little bit different here is they have a plastic adjuster on the shoulder strap. Now, that's kind of like industry standard. Every bag has that, but companies like WeTool make an aluminum black anodized one. I think that would have been a nice little touch to help tie in the whole premium feeling of the bag and tie it into the metal hardware of the front. So again, just a little nitpick, but something I wish was different there. The metal hardware would, I think, would have set this bag off a little bit more and just tie it in overall to the premium feeling that this bag already gives. And lastly, up at the top of the bag, you do have one quick access pocket on the lid, which for me is essential. If you're designing this style of rucksack, top loading bags, designers, please put the quick access pocket on the lid. Everybody loves it. I haven't had one single person tell me they didn't like this pocket. This is a great pocket. Every top loading bag should have this external pocket, and GRAMS28 did an excellent job here on the execution. No additional organization on the inside, but that's exactly what you want. Just a quick dump pocket to put your phone, wallet, keys, anything of that nature, easily accessible right there. So great job. Now, this is a top loading bag, but one cool feature of this bag is you still have side access. Because of the dual zippers here on the side, you can easily access the main compartment from here, or you can access the main compartment from the other side, because this bag is still like a full clamshell. It gives you all the benefits of a panel loader because it opens up all the way. Now inside here, I have the GRAMS28 large packing cube, which actually comes with the bag. That's actually really cool. And then I also have the Camera Cube Pro here down at the bottom. As you can see, they fit extremely well, as you would imagine accessories do from the brand. I mean, look at that. I actually have an entire weekend loaded out in this packing cube. I have 2 shirts, 3 pairs of socks, 3 pairs of underwears, a pair of shorts, all loaded up in this compression packing cube. So this packing cube is definitely the most highest quality premium packing cube that I've ever owned. And then the fact that it comes with the bag is great. If you order a small one, I believe the large and small would also fit in here. This is the small Camera Cube Pro. And of course, just like everything from GRAMS28, the material super premium. It's really, really rugged. It is also a compression packing cube, so it opens up fully, and I was able to compress it. So look at that, it still opens up. and fully compresses. And of course, there is no attention to detail left behind. You still have leather accents even on the compression packing cube. You have the leather grams tag up top. You have a nice, that softer twill carry handle. So overall, definitely the most premium packing cube I own, and I own a lot of packing cubes. And same goes with the Camera Cube Pro here. Nice soft materials. You have attachments if you wanted to make this a sling. And of course, it being a camera cube, you have front access, you have the dividers. It comes with the dividers so you can put your lenses and things like that. And then you also get top access as well from the top of the cube. So just in case you're thinking about picking up some of the accessories like the Camera Cube Pro, the small one here, and it comes with this packing cube, they do play nicely inside the backpack like you hoped and imagined they would. So I love the fact that you still get like panel loader access to the bag. The inside of the bag is a little bit polarizing because there is pockets. Now in total, this bag has 13 pockets, and most of them are gonna be right here on the inside of the bag. You have zipper pocket on this side, zipper pocket on this side. You have a stretch drop-in down at the bottom. You have two drop-ins down at this bottom. You have a zippered pocket down at the bottom here. There's also loop on the front there, so if you wanted to attach more accessories to the front of that small pocket, you have an additional small pocket up at the top here. Now on the inside of this pocket, you do get some organization. You have a couple of more stretch drop-ins in here. So tons of organization, tons of small pockets. Now to be honest with you, it's a little bit overwhelming because you even still have two more pockets on the front here as well. Now all these pockets are relatively small and they don't have a lot of volume, so that's really my issue with them, especially if you start packing out all of these pockets. It all eats into the main capacity of this bag, and overall you don't have a lot of space in here. You have some good amount of space, but if you start packing everything out, it just makes things that you put in the center feel really crowded and tight. Now on the inside you see that X-Pack tag, and this label here also tells you the materials, the article number, and kind of like the serial number of the GRAMS28 and how they label and name their product. So all that information is available to you there on the tag. Now if you're somebody who needs a lot of organization, 13 overall pockets on this bag, this is going to be a great bag for you. Especially if you're a photographer, the camera cubes play extremely well in there, and then you have all these pockets for cords, SD cards, hard drives, batteries, lights. I mean, everything you need. This could be the perfect camera backpack as well. Now when you flip the lid over, you do have to make sure you tuck in the bag into the sides there, because it could leave you open to some water intrusion. That's pretty much, I've had the same issue with any of style of these bags, whether it be the Azo or the M23 from GoRuck, all have the same issue. You have to make sure that the lid attaches over the top of the bag to help you prevent that water from intruding. Now one small thing I noticed when using this bag is you do have those two zippers, and they're buttery smooth. I don't know the brand of the zippers, but I had no issue with them. They're so smooth that as this bag is packed out and you start to walk, sometimes this bag zippers would slowly start to open up on you. So when I went to open the bag, I would often find these zippers like in this V already formed from them sliding open. So I know on the Huru bag that I just reviewed, it had like a snap up at the top to keep these tops buttoned together, because it also had side access. So I think that was a nice touch, but just something to keep in mind. If you really stuff this bag out and you start to walk with it, I noticed that they would start to open up a little bit. Now I never had an issue with this thing opening up fully and dumping my contents of the bag. Never got that serious. Just something I noticed, that the zippers never really stayed parked up at the top. So what are some things that I liked, and why is this bag my favorite of 2025? So first and foremost is the overall build, quality, aesthetics, and materials of this bag. Number one, because of the X11, the nice metal buckles here, and I just personally love the classic rucksack design that automatically drew me in, and really everything about this brand just really screams quality and premiumness to it. Now, I go through so many backpacks because I run this channel and I just enjoy changing out backpacks so much. So when I get a new bag, nothing phases my wife. And when I took this one out for the very first time, I kid you not, she stopped me on the way out the door and said, "Hey, let me turn around real quick. Let me see that backpack." And I had to show her this bag, and she said, "That's a nice bag." And coming from my wife, that is the highest form of compliments, because she doesn't compliment or comment on any bag because I go through so many, right? Now, second for me is going to be the bag's comfort, because I do feel a lot of designer and luxury bag brands don't focus on comfort because they're focused on the aesthetic and materials. I think GRAMS28 nailed it here by still making this bag extremely comfortable to wear. Now it is a little bit on the heavier side, dry weight of 3.5 pounds, and once you load it up, it can feel like a substantial bag, but because they focused in on the harness system and the padding and making sure that it was comfortable, it's enjoyable to carry. And at the end of the day, when you're making an investment on a high-end bag, I think comfort should be a lot higher in priority to some of these brands than they actually put it. So great execution on combining the overall premiumness, but still focusing in on comfort of this bag. And lastly, one thing I really appreciated about this bag is how it stands up on its own. It has a decent amount of padding down at the bottom to help it stand up on its own. But whether it was packed out or empty, because of the structure of the material, it stood extremely well on its own. And I think that's really important on bags that are oriented in the vertical orientation, that it stands up on its own, because it helps you operate and get in and out of the bag without it tipping over or having to lean it against something and getting in and out of it at a weird angle. Overall, any bag that stands up on its own, I think that's a really great feature, but especially when you're using bags that have that top loading orientation, I think it's almost a must. Now, even though this is my favorite bag of 2025, I still had a few nitpicks with it. And like I mentioned, my love-hate relationship with the outer pockets. While I love the functionality of the lid and being able to secure stuff, I also hated the frumpiness of an empty pocket, but especially how my water bottle of choice, while it did fit down in there, the flap would not close, leaving the lid to kind of just be in this orientation as I'm walking down the street. And I did have to use the water bottle pocket because I had the stuff too packed in the inside for me not to. So it did irk me a little bit. A bag this beautiful, I had to walk around with it sometimes like this because my bottle didn't fit, and I didn't want to go down to a smaller bottle, which would have fit better and possibly would have closed, but I like my 26-ounce bottle, and that's the one I chose to use. So I just rocked it with the lid open, but again, not my favorite of the lid. And pros and cons, I still a love-hate relationship, but not my favorite execution of a side pocket. Now, my other nitpick with the bag was the large amount of small pockets throughout this bag. Like I mentioned, I think there's like 13 overall pockets, but all of them are extremely small. I mean, you can't really get a lot of gear into there. And because there was just so much organization, pockets everywhere, I kind of felt that it was overwhelming. And I professionally lose stuff for a living. So if I were to put stuff in every single one of these 13 pockets, I would absolutely forget what I had in which pocket. So that's why I'm a big proponent of pouches, and that's why I tend to use it. Pouches in that way, because I know this pouch has all my tech, this pouch has my meds and my first aid stuff. Like, that's just the way I operate. So while it is a good option for some, for me personally, it was a bit overwhelming. I would have liked to have seen larger pockets. So essentially, instead of dividing this pocket up into two, maybe one larger pocket where I could have fit documents or a tablet, something of that nature, instead of all of this little small prescriptive organization. And lastly, I had the smallest nitpick with the side zippers. While I love the full clamshell access that you got, like I mentioned, when this bag is fully packed out, the top zipper would almost instantly separate. So almost every time I found that it would open up about this much. Again, it never came fully open, but these zippers are so smooth that they would easily walk. So I showed you how this bag looked with the included large packing cube. You could also add the small for an extra fee, or if you choose to add on a camera cube, so that's how it would fit inside the 301. Now let me show you how I actually packed it out for my everyday carry. This will make an excellent weekend travel bag, photography bag as well, but I carried it every day into the office. Now my personal device is a 14-inch MacBook Pro, and my work device is also a 14-inch laptop, but just to show you what could fit in the laptop sleeve, I have the 16-inch Woodbook Pro, the same dimensions as a MacBook Pro, 16-inch. And it can easily fit down into the sleeve in the back, no problem. That's about the biggest device you're gonna get in there, but the 16-inch MacBook Pro will fit, and it's fully suspended off the bottom. I do take a lunch, and my Carhartt Lunchbox easily fit down on the inside, almost perfect. It fits perfect, just like the packing cube or the camera cube. Now, the only other thing that I put in the main cavity is my tech pouch. This is the one from Philip Robach, and this is where I keep all my chargers, cords, and things that I need throughout the day. I like to have it all in one place so I can grab anything. I know where it's at, and that's why I don't use all of these pockets, because if I put cables here, chargers there, like, I'm just gonna forget where all that stuff is. So keep it in one central location, and it fit nicely on the inside. Now on the inside flap, I did use one of the pockets, and I put my first aid kit in there. Now this is my Slim Stubby from D-Made, but it fit perfect in that top pocket there. Now this top pocket is like mesh, and it does have a little bit of stretch to it versus the bottom one is straight cloth. So you can put a little bit of bulkier things in there and they will fit as well, but my med kit just fit perfect, almost the exact same size as that pocket. Now you still have some room to add additional pieces of gear if you really wanted to, but really this is all I need for my everyday carry. We can get this main cavity zipped up and load up these side pockets and the front panel. So this front pocket does have a good amount of volume, so if you wanted to put some bulkier items in there, you could choose to do so. Then you have this zippered pocket along the back. Now I like this pocket along the back because it's a pocket within a pocket, and that makes it a little bit more secure. So if I wanted to put my wallet, this is my Wayfinder billfold wallet, it would easily fit in that pocket down in there, and as well as my passport. If I'm traveling, I could put my Wayfinder passport wallet in there as well. And I just feel a little bit more secure because this pocket is zipped up and then this pocket is also zipped up. So it makes it extremely hard to get your stuff pickpocketed when it's a zipper within the zipper. But great place to keep some more secure items, flatter items will work best in there. Now I have my portable power bank that I like to have quick access to, and this is where I'm talking about the prescriptive organization. Now all these pockets are sewn in here. So like my power bank, it does not fit into any of these drop-ins. Now, a good thing that there's a good amount of volume, I can just leave it out on the inside there. So the reason why I like more bigger open pockets like this versus the small prescriptive ones like the ones you have here, because they really limit what you can carry. Now, I always carry a pocket knife on me. Obviously, when I'm not traveling, I won't carry a pocket knife. And of course, I'm a big proponent of carrying a flashlight always, whether it's EDC, travel, it doesn't matter. A pocket flashlight is always coming with me. Now this is my Wuben X4 and that fits down into that slot there. I got my power bank over here. I still have my pen slot there. I can carry a pen. And that's how I pretty much packed out that front pocket. Quicker things to get to, easy things to get to. Now when it came to packing out the external pockets, the water bottle will fit down in there. This is my 26-ounce Yeti Rambler. Fits perfect in the pocket, but not enough to close the lid. But honestly, I mean, I'm telling the truth, this is how I rocked it. I just went with it just like this because I didn't really have room. Sometimes I had a sweater in here as well to pack the bottle on the inside. So I just rocked it like that. Aesthetically, not the most pleasing, but the bottle did fit quite well on the inside. And on the other side, I put my D-Made DOP kit. Now this is just a big dump pouch, but because my work charger is so big, I kind of keep it in there in this big vertical dump pouch. This is where I house my work tech, and it was perfect for this side pocket there. I could easily stuff it down in there. It's almost like the perfect size pouch. And I don't access this quite a bit. It's just in case I need my charger at work. I had it right there. So a great place to carry my work tech. And that's where you can see the advantage of having these covered pockets. You can use them for other things. Just sometimes they're not the best for water bottle pockets. And lastly, the top quick access pocket is my favorite pocket in pretty much any bag. And you have a nice generous sized one here. Now it is cloth, it's not a microfiber, but you could put sunglasses, which I did. And I keep mine in this little microfiber case anyway, but your sunglasses will easily fit in there. Your AirPods, you can also, I have mine on a carabiner, I can also clip my AirPods on the front there, but you could toss your AirPods in there. I have my chapstick, I have a lens cleaning cloth for my glasses, and of course your cell phone you could easily toss into that top pocket and have quicker access to those items quickly when you need them. My favorite pocket in pretty much any backpack for sure. Now some final thoughts on the 301 Adventure Backpack from GRAMS28. It is my favorite backpack of 2025 because it blends so many things I like to see in a backpack. And I know that's extremely personal because top loading bags aren't people's favorite sometimes. These rucksack look might not be your personal aesthetically favorite bag either. But for me, these are all things that I really enjoy in a bag. I enjoy the materials of the heritage canvas, the metal hardware, the Italian leather accents throughout the bag. It's just an extremely premium feeling bag in my favorite design, the classic rucksack. Just so many great qualities in this bag, and also still having the comfort to want to carry this bag at the end of the day. So I think it's extremely important that the bag not only looks good, but carries good, and I think GRAMS28 nailed it here. And one thing that reviewers don't really talk about is the joy factor. And again, I get it. People don't talk about that because it's extremely personal, but I wanted to bring it up because I did pick this as my favorite bag of 2025, and I want to tell you why. It's because it brought joy to me looking at this bag, carrying this bag, handling this bag. Everything about this bag just brought my joy factor up. And I think that that's something that reviewers don't really touch on. I would like to know what are certain bags that bring you joy, because I just do enjoy carrying this bag. I love everything about it. I can have it sitting on my desk about a foot away from me and I catch myself staring at it because I think it's such a lovely bag. And I know that's totally bag nerd talk, but again, I'm a 41-year-old man talking about backpacks on the internet. So it is what it is, but the joy factor is real and I think we should recognize that. So at the end of the day, everything, including the joy factor, is why I chose this as my bag of 2025. Now, this is my first bag from GRAMS28, but it definitely will not be my last. And I definitely want to check out the sling and the duffel bag as well, see how the whole collection really is in person, because I've been so impressed by this bag right here. But like in all my videos, I really want to know what you think of the 301 Adventure backpack, especially of the price and the materials. I'm sure y'all have a lot to say about that, so go ahead, let me have it down in the comments. I want to know your thoughts. Now, if you have any more questions about the 301 Adventure backpack, please put them down in the comment section down below. I respond to every single comment. The goal of this channel is to always help you find the right gear for you. So ask your questions and I will do my best to answer them. Now, if you made it this far in this video, thank you so much for sticking around to the end. A special thank you to GRAMS28 for sending this bag out for me to test and review. Now, if you find any portion of this video useful or helpful to you, please consider hitting like and subscribe, as that directly supports me and the channel, and I would highly appreciate it. Well, I hope you enjoyed today's video on this bag right here. It's a special one, a bag that I'm going to enjoy holding in my collection for a very long time. So thank you so much for supporting the channel, and hopefully I see you on my next video.